Welcome back to the ABCs of Sustainability, a series where each week we dive into a sustainability-related topic from A to Z, helping you understand the basics, make small behavior changes, and maybe even spark a conversation and teach this to somebody else. Today's letter's B, and we're talking biodiversity. At its most basic, biodiversity is actually pretty simple. All it means is variety of life. The plants, the animals, the fungi, the bacteria, the microorganisms, and yes, the humans. All of the living things that make up our world. But biodiversity is much more than just a list of species. It's about a balance, relationships. Every single bee, tree, bird, and microorganism has a role to play in keeping their ecosystem healthy and functioning. For example, have you ever heard of the red cockaded woodpecker? No, you probably have not, but it is a tiny little bird native to southeastern US that plays a huge role in its ecosystem. You see, when these woodpeckers drill their nesting holes into these living pine trees, it creates homes for dozens of other species as well. And eventually, when these woodpecker populations started to decline, the entire health of the forest declined along with it. And that's just how biodiversity in our ecosystems work. Changes to one species can have a cascading ripple effect that ends up affecting the health of other species and honestly, the entire ecosystem. And at this point, I'm sure some of you are wondering, how does this affect me? How does the population of a woodpecker in Georgia affect what I'm doing up in New York City? And while that point is one that I certainly understand and certainly hear, it's rooted in the belief that humans are not part of nature, that for some reason we're completely disconnected from all the other living things on the earth. And I hate to break it to you, but that's just not true. We rely on living things for almost every single thing in the world. Biodiversity affects almost every single thing that we do. It affects the air that we breathe, it affects how clean the water we drink is. And it literally affects what we eat. 1 out of every 3 bites of food is thanks to pollinators, who are alive thanks to biodiversity. Healthy and diverse ecosystems like the one you see behind me are also better able to withstand droughts, disease, fires, floods, and other natural disasters. And if somehow all of those reasons weren't enough, biodiversity is also just what makes life on Earth so freaking cool. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was backpacking at Mount Rainier for like 6 days and the park was absolutely packed. And it wasn't because of the mountain, it was because it was peak wildflower season. Everybody had their phone out, everybody was taking pictures, and everybody was enjoying the biodiversity of a protected space. So, now that we know why biodiversity is important, not only for the plants and animals, but for us people too, here's some things you can do to help protect and preserve biodiversity in your area. Start small. Find some plants that are native to your area and add them to your yard, or just stick them in a pot and throw them on your balcony. If you have a yard, eliminate your use of pesticides and herbicides that harm pollinators. And if you're able to, support your local conservation efforts, either by donating to local nonprofits or by volunteering your time.